Hello, guys. So today we're going to be looking at another set of tech innovations. Let's dive into it.
Yeah, it's super funny. I really
Right there.
how's this?
Perfect.
Humanoid robots, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this innovation has definitely come to take over the use of housemaids, in wealthy homes, I guess. Because
Actually.
like the average African household cannot afford something like this, right? So did you notice the appearance of the robot? Very attractive, neat, clean,
Yes.
the way you have like maybe like trained house helps. So what's your take on this actually?
The humanoid robots actually brings us to the fact that I understand the reason why people have housemates to help out with cleaning and all sorts of home chores, house chores to reduce house chores. And then did you notice that the family they were comfortable, they were just
On their
resting.
own.
Yes.
And then it takes away the issues of some people have with their house helps, being humans, right?
Yes.
So those characters that
Or maybe you are just like holding back because you feel the house help is going to take something from your house.
security.
Or robots can't
Yes,
steal or that kind of
Those stories of people people that help at home stealing what they're not supposed to take, like
Yes.
ATM cards and all.
But then let's look at the affordability of this. So the cost, do you think it's going to be cost effective? I think it's going to be quite expensive.
Yeah, definitely.
To get this humanoid robot, I think it's going to
actually luxury.
Yes.
Luxury,
And I feel that this is going to also differ in some aspects, such that the robots cannot, perform some technicalities like humans do, some complexities of life that we do. Sometimes our life is not our life. You have a schedule, right?
Yeah.
But there's sometimes when things just pop up, and then you just have to
impromptu things.
So I wonder if the robots can actually be, can be able to adapt to complexities in the home.
So I think that's something that the innovators can look into. I think I
Yes.
hope they are actually taking notice of the fact that so they're taking cognizance of the fact that they need to evolve.
Yes.
People's needs, of course, people's needs will evolve too. But then I was also thinking about that, this kind of robots are going to be good, for cleaning offices, right?
Of course.
Yeah, so like it's actually going to be very cost effective for offices, right? But then let's think about the side effects. This is Africa, and a lot of people actually, we have majority of the population working in those kind of positions, cleaning and all. So and it's actually providing is a means of livelihood for many women in Africa. Yeah. So honestly speaking,
Actually, you need to look at that.
Definitely, the world is getting to a place where everything is going to be automated. So it shows that everybody needs to look upskill.
Yes.
And all.
I also like to add that we have to look at some aspects of whether these humanoid robots can coexist with humans at home. Situations where you have different visitors coming, and then let the robot not perceive that someone may be dangerous and somebody may not be. That kind of thing.
Okay, I think I'd like to counter that, because for it to be an own humanoid robot, it means it was created for domestic use. So that means like they don't have those kind of triggers in them.
Okay, like the normal war robots.
Yes, they must have been built because they're actually robots that they use in the military.
Okay.
So this is actually like more speaking at the appearance of the robot, this human and calm and cool. So I think let's move to the next video.
Yes. So using robots for elderly care.
Very
Nice.
Very nice. Actually, when I saw this, when I saw that, I was actually really happy because we've had many stories where other people are being maltreated by their caregivers, right? Because we don't really have so much of elderly homes in Africa. for example, in Nigeria, right? But stories that we've heard, from outside Africa, some of them, really maltreat elderly people. But having robots, being there, for example, in the video, helping that old man sit down and helping them with baby. And most majority of them, you see the elderly people, having personal issues with the caregiver. So like, actually takes away those issues.
I mean, you can't have personal issues with robots, can
I know,
you?
right?
I mean, okay, if you actually do, then I'll just say I know, right?
I'm sorry about that, though. But actually, very innovative.
Yes.
But then cost again, the cost effective.
We have to look at that too.
Yeah, because it's for elderly people in the elderly homes, right? I know that their family members actually also have to put in a lot of finances, concerning the payments of I think the apartment has to be paid for, the feeding and all. So I think it actually takes away the part of having to pay the caregivers actually.
Yes.
But
I like the fact that the robots were in an elderly home. So let's say the cost is going to probably the firm or the company or the owner of the elderly home. So I think it's kind of cost effective for bigger companies than individuals and homes and families to have to provide those robots for their elders.
Yes. Okay, but I think at the beginning it might not be so cost effective because the cost of getting those robots.
Yeah.
And then maybe concerning the maintenance might not be so cost effective.
Yeah.
Right. But do you think that if we have something like this in Africa, probably like if we have robots that can help elderly, do you think for example, we don't really have those elderly homes, right? But then we have all that. Okay. We have homes, we have families where they have their grandmas, great grandmothers living with them. I know people have to go to work, children have to go to school, but then having those robots in the house to help the elderly people.
I think it's take away boredom.
Yes. And I think elderly people will find it very useful. But then the children would have to buy it for them, for their elderly parents.
Yes.
Actually. I think it's actually cost effective, but at the beginning it might not be so cost effective.
Well, and then I like the fact that there was this robot that looked like a dog.
Yeah,
and it had a tray on it.
Yeah.
So it's good to know that you can actually use it for other things apart from help.
Yeah.
You can use it to carry.
Yeah, they can actually send it on errands, right? The elderly ones. But I have an issue with because that this is a different generation.
Okay.
For example, we have the Gen Z, we have the Gen Alpha that are very good with technology. But when you see this our grandparents, they're not so good with technology, right?
Okay,
so it's the issue of having to teach them, train them on how to train them, control the robots. So that might come in because even till now, I'm sure your grandma also once in a while she's like, does something very simple on the phone. She will always call you. So please help me with this, help me with this.
Help me put on the TV.
Yes,
you have that a lot.
That's one area we can look into. But honestly, I think it's very good.
欢迎来到今天的课堂。今天我们要探讨的主题是 AI 时代做自己的哪吒。你们的表现太棒了，未来属于你们。
Honestly speaking, having a robot as a teacher, my goodness.
Let me laugh first.
No, you have to. Honestly, when I saw it, I was just like, okay, very nice at first, but if you look at it, education is not just about academics, learning about academics, right? One's character, very important, very, very. For example, the school we go went to we went to the University of Lagos, and I think one of our mottos, I don't know if it's the motto right now, but then very important, that discipline, that character discipline, very important, For example, that I know in African schools, right? But then having a robot to be your teacher, right? There's this tendency for children to be very, very spoiled because you're not being instilled, except the producers of the robot actually they really instill that.
Yes. I wonder how the robots can actually discipline a child. Like you have there's probability to have menaces in the class every now and then.
I think every class has that menace.
Yes,
every
now
class.
And then you have someone who is very troublesome in the class. I want to see how the robot is actually going to stop that child.
Yeah,
compared to having an adult or a human being in the class. That human teacher would make sure that the class is regulated, is put in order. But the robots may just ignore and continue teaching. Is that really what education is about?
So honestly speaking, I think in terms of because sometimes children need that that sometimes they just need very
Someone to
advice.
yes.
And then do you consider that some children actually confide in their teachers? Yes, but then I think it reminds me of there was this AI chatbot that actually advised someone to commit suicide. So I was just thinking of like in my head like there might be students where these children, some of the children need like very sensitive advice, and then they only have the robots to speak to as a teacher, and then the robot just because they're not emotionally intelligent just gives a misaligned, a very very wrong advice.
I mean, if I had a female teacher, if I had a female teacher and a robot, and I had something sensitive to talk to, I won't really walk up to a robot.
You actually,
of course, not because I'm trying to be maybe sentimental or maybe because I don't trust the robot, no, but because I know that the human, the adult teacher is going to understand me better than the robot.
Honestly speaking, well, I think overall that's very nice. We might need robots as teachers,
maybe to
right?
teach,
but not as the main teacher of class.
Course, maybe like a substitute teacher.
Yes, they can actually teach children like probably like coding, these tech skills, right? Then because they are built to actually like have a lot of data, access to things that we human beings might not ordinarily have access to. So they are very very good source of knowledge,
and they may be able to break things faster. Yes, and then teach, divulge information to the students like by faster means.
And even in more intelligent ways. Oh, of course, teachers are intelligent, but then because of the way they can be trained for those children, like understanding the children, probably the specific needs of the class. For example, a robot can be in a class for children between the age of 3 to 5, and then they understand the specific needs of that age group, right? So I honestly think that this is not really crap. This is very good, innovative. But then in terms of being the main teacher, definitely not.
Oh, then I'd like to add something to it. Did you read the comment? Someone said that they would sleep in class. If it were me, I would doze off.
Are you serious?
I can't have that robot talking to me.
Okay, I think I'm imagining something where
I would doze off.
Wait, I'm actually imagining something where the robot actually has a built-in screen in its body. For example, the children can actually like watch very probably educational videos, right?
Okay, now that would make sense.
So you won't sleep, right?
Yeah.
You won't sleep.
And that's a wrap. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, so please follow us on all our social media handles. The links will be in the description box below. See you next time.
Bye.